Hello everyone. For this lab, I selected Amazon as my Fortune 500 target company and Andy Jassy, the Chief Executive Officer, as the C-suite officer connected to my research. The goal of this lab was to use open source intelligent tools, including Maltego and other passive reconnaissance methods, to gather information that could help prepare for a future authorized penetration tests. I started by identifying Amazon's official website, Amazon.com. Then I reviewed Amazon public leadership information and confirmed that Andy Jassy is the CEO. I also looked at his public LinkedIn profile to gather passive information, such as his role and general location. This kind of information can help an attacker make phishing messages look more believable. Next, I use command line tools in Kali Linux. With NS lookup, I found multiple IP addresses associated with Amazon.com, which suggests Amazon uses distributed and load balance infrastructure. I also use Whois to gather domain registration details. The results show that the domain is registered through Mark Monitor and use Amazon related name servers. When I used ping on Amazon.com, I received 100% package loss. This does not necessarily mean the website is unavailable. In this case, it most likely means Amazon blocked ICMP traffic as a security measure, which is common for large organizations. I also use Maltego to visually organize the information I found. In Maltego, I created a graph with the domain Amazon.com and added Andy Jassy as a key person associated with the company. This helps show how passive reconnaissance data can be mapped visually to better understand relationships between organizations and its leadership. At this point, I am in the passive recon phase of cyber operations. This phase focuses on gathering publicly available information before moving into active testing. The purpose is to learn as much as possible about the target without directly engaging their systems in a disruptive way. Based on my findings, Amazon attack surface include its public website, DNS, and domain infrastructure, and publicly available employees and executive information. These are important because they give a penetration tester a clear picture of what areas may be examined later during active reconnaissance. Possible attacks verticals include phishing and spear phishing, web application vulnerabilities, and DNS related issues. Phishing standout based public executive information can be used to create believable messages. Web application testing would focus on the public facing site and logins or input area. DNS related reconnaissance could look for subdomains or configuration issues. I also created a stimulated spear phishing email for awareness and planning purposes only. The email appears to come from Andy Jassy and asks an employee to review update leadership meeting materials. I believe it could be effective because it used a real executive name, sounds urgent, and fit a believable business context. This message would never be sent outside an authorized penetration tests. Legal, ethnical, and Christian perspectives. Legally, these activities must only be done with written authorization in a clearly defined scope. Ethnically, a penetration tester must avoid causing harm and should only collect information that is necessary for engagement. From a Christian perspective, this work should be guided by honesty, stewardship, and respect for others. The goal should always be to protect people, improve security, not to misuse knowledge or create harm. Overall, Overall, this lab showed how much useful information can be gathered through passive reconnaissance by using company websites, LinkedIn, NS Lookup, who is Mal Tago. I was able to build a basic picture of Amazon external footprint and identify possible areas for future authorized testing.